Hi, welcome back to Radical Passion. My name is Steven, and I'm just going to share a little bit of my heart with you tonight. Um, it's cool. I'm studying to be a pastor, and part of what I have to do for that is take some classes on the history of my denomination. So for the past week, I've been reading about the Pentecostal movement and Azusa Street and a bunch of all really cool stuff like that. Um, and it's interesting, the Pentecostal movement really took off in 1906 in Los Angeles on Azusa Street. And this guy in North Carolina heard about it. And so he hopped on a train, went out to Los Angeles. And he got there, and he found he had a bit of a problem. And his problem was the preacher was black. Now today we might think, yeah, so? But think about it. It's 1906, right? This guy was from the South. And there's a black preacher. So he had a real problem, He wanted this revival. He wanted this baptism of the Holy Spirit that everyone was talking about. He wanted it. But the preacher was black. He had to sit in this church with all of these black people surrounding him. Now, for a white guy in 1906 from North Carolina, that's a big deal. So what did he do? Well, he looked at it, and he prayed about it, and he came to a conclusion. And his conclusion was that he had to get over it. This is a gospel of love. This is a revival of the Holy Spirit. And if he wants to be a part of that, then there is no room for this racism. And so what he did was got over it. He sucked it up, and he went and he had William J. Seymour, the black pastor, pray for him. And he received the baptism of the Holy Spirit. And then Gaston Cashwell got on a train, went back to North Carolina, and started what is called the Azusa Street of the South, which is a series of Pentecostal revivals. But that was hard for him. But he had to come to that place where he realized that in this gospel of love, there is no room for that racism. And he realized that. But unfortunately, others didn't. And William J. Seymour later left the Pentecostal movement because the other leaders of the movement couldn't get over their racism. They couldn't get over their hang-ups. And so I've got a question for you. What are our hang-ups? Today it might not be a case of race, but we might have hang-ups. Maybe our hang-ups are economics. That guy over there, he's homeless. I can't go talk to him. He's homeless. He stinks. Or what about those people over there? Those people over there, they're rich. They're so stinking wealthy. What are they doing with that? They could do so much with that money, but they're just keeping it. Maybe it's not economics. Maybe it's politics. How can the Democrats possibly call themselves Christians if they believe that? Or how can the Republicans call themselves Christians? How about age? Young people today, they're covered in tattoos. They've got metal coming out of places in their face, Forget trying to go through airport security. They're just going to look at you and laugh. Or old people just don't get it. They are so out of touch with today's generation. They have no idea what we go through today. Whatever our hang-ups are, we need to get over them. Because we believe in a gospel of love. And if we believe in this gospel of love, where is the room for our hang-ups? Jesus said in John 13:35, "By this will all men know that you are my disciples, that you have love for each other." Now, if we're not capable of showing that love, of showing that unconditional love that Christ showed us, then how can we call ourselves his disciples? So what are your hang-ups? And are you going to let those hang-ups get in the way of sharing the love of Christ? It's the gospel of love. So are we loving? Just some food for thought.